Over 500 hours worth of content is uploaded to YouTube every minute, according to a quick Google search. Well, actually, I use DuckDuckGo, but that's besides the point. The point is, if you decided to hunker down and dedicate every single second of your living existence to watching that 500 hours of content, no sleeping, no eating, no breaks, it would take you nearly 21 full days. 21. Continuous, nonstop. Now, let's be a little more realistic and say that watching that 1 minute's worth of new content is just a full-time job, 40 hours a week. Then it would take you 12 and a half weeks. But in that 12 and a half weeks of catching up on this 1 minute's worth of new content, because remember that those 500 hours were uploaded in 1 minute, real time. While you were catching up, 63 million more hours of content were uploaded during that 12 and a half weeks. But wait, you're probably not interested in all those 500 hours, or sorry, 63 million. You're just interested in the things that, well, you're interested in. But the thing is, even if you were interested in just 0.01% of that content, that's still 3 minutes of new content every minute. And anything more than 1 minute of new content per minute is ridiculous, because at that point you're fighting a losing battle. Actually, even just 1 minute per minute would still be ridiculous, because that would mean you're dedicating your life to watching YouTube 24/7. And that general idea is something that I've been having trouble with. No, like not specifically YouTube, but the idea that it's physically impossible to do everything that I want to do. To satisfy every single passing interest, Like replace the YouTube analogy with whatever it may be for you, whether it be reading books, watching movies, TV shows, playing games, or different kinds of personal work, creative projects that you're stuck between. And that especially stinks, because there could be something amazing that I'll just never experience. Not because I don't want to, but just because I'll never discover it, because it's in this vast amount of content that it's physically impossible for me to reach. And like I complain about how there's not enough time in the day every day, but the truth is, if there was more time in the day, I would just try to fill that time up with more stuff. And then I'm back to square one with not enough time in the day to do everything that I wanted, because I filled it all up. So in the end, you're going to have to pick and choose what you do with your time. I'm going to have to pick and choose what I have to do, or what I do. And there's just too much that I would like to do. And there's this YouTube channel, of course, that I'm still sort of invested in, even though it's been 3 or 4 weeks since my last video. I'm also trying to learn a language in my free time, which has been really fun. I want to at least try all of the unplayed games in my Steam library. There are YouTube videos that I want to watch, books that I want to read, and there's other creative things that I want to do. Like I started this YouTube channel as unprofessional by making music, and I still like making music. It's just I haven't had time. And then there's also a video game that I would like to develop, I would like to make. And then of course there's the important things like school, because I'm sort of a senior in college, which is especially important because there's that whole capstone, that final big project that I need to work on. And even after I finish school, I'm going to have to get a job. And school/job by itself takes up basically most of the day. And then by the time I finish the work, I'm probably just too tired to do anything that I really want to do, which also stinks. There's just not enough time in a day. But how do I pick and choose? That's really what I'm struggling with, and what I wanted to sort of talk about / get off my chest in this classic commentary video. How do I pick and choose what to do with my time, and how do I feel good about myself in the process? Like, feel content about what I choose to do. I realized earlier that even this YouTube channel is a prime example of how scatterbrained I am, due to how I've shifted between different types of content, like starting with music, but then moving to, sorry, like starting with music and then moving to games, doing like short edited content and then long unedited content. It's just, I don't have like a thing that I can stick to. Like I've been jumping back and forth. I've been jumping between all these things to trying to find what's like what I'm really interested in, what I can stick with. But at the same time, I'm interested in doing them all. And it's just, and what's worse is that you know that psychological effect where it's like you're considering buying a car, and then you start seeing that specific kind of car everywhere. It's like that, but with this stupid problem that I'm facing about jumping between interests and indecision. Like, I was rewatching My Hero Academia recently, and the character, I think it was Tokoyami, mentioned something about how, someone who chases two hares at the same time catches neither. And I was like, oh darn, that's kind of me, isn't it? And then Dr. K uploaded the video on the Healthy Gamer YouTube channel about how, like, it was about choosing a job that you like and that you're interested in, and how you need to decide upon a long-term goal so you can give yourself like direction. And I'm like, oh darn, I don't have that either. And then last week, when I went to see Shang-Chi, the new Marvel movie in theaters, and a character mentioned how, if you aim at nothing, then you'll hit nothing. And I was like, what the frick? I need to choose a long-term goal so I don't shift gears every 5 minutes, and then I need to stick with it. Because the thing is, I do have a long-term goal in mind, but it involves giving up other things, or like pushing them off, and I don't like that. Like, I need to choose a goal and stick with it, and focus on what I need to do in the moment to work towards that goal. Like, that's probably how you decide what's important. I mean, obviously that doesn't mean that I'm just gonna be doing one thing. Like, I'm still gonna want to have free time to do other things besides just working towards this one solitary goal. But then I start thinking about, like, how do I manage what I do in my free time, and how do I decide what to do then? And I'm in this endless loop of, there's not enough time, and I don't know how to deal with it. And that sort of brings me back to this YouTube channel. In short, I've been trying to think about and reflect, do some proper reflection about how I prioritize it and what kind of content I want to make. Like, after some thinking, being a YouTube celebrity is not really something that I actually want. I've just been doing these videos for fun, but I think I sort of lost that idea of fun along the way. I would still like to make content, but I need to properly decide on what kind of content I actually find valuable, that I find meaningful to make. Because while all of the videos that I've made up to this point were fun to make to some extent, not all of them felt meaningful upon reflection. Like, some of those, like, really short, semi-animated cartoon things that I did were a blast, but at the same time, like, who in the world is going to go back to one of those? Like, are you serious? But then again, that sort of opens up the discussion of, does someone rewatching one of my videos what really defines it as being meaningful? But I don't think so. And then in general, how do you define what is meaningful? And it's like, and it gets over my head really fast. But after considering and reflecting upon the YouTube videos and moments that I remember fondly over these past nearly decade of watching YouTube, oh my gosh, I realized that a lot of the moments that I remember fondly that stuck with me, while a lot of them were funny, not all of them were. So a simple, funny haha moment can't be the core of what I like in YouTube videos. Like, thinking over just this past year, there was the whole, like, the Among Us, like, like the whole Twitch group playing Among Us in like crossovers between streamers, and it's like, that was I'm gonna remember that for a long time. And I think it has, like, it was entertaining, but it was also, there was like a human connection there. And I think that might be the common attribute with some of the other YouTube videos that I've watched as well that I remember. Because, like, another example, this is random, but like back in 2013 when Markiplier was playing through Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs, the like, I know, like, it's really random, but the one of the moments I remember most clearly from that is the very end of his very last episode, where he like sort of does his outro, but then he like sort of fakes out, and then he does some editing, and like he crashes down and like starts, basically he attaches a video at the end of him giving his thoughts on the game, and that just really stuck out to me, and like it stuck with me, and I think it's just because it was just a really personal moment, and I think that's what made it important to me. But anyway, this is not to say that I'm gonna stop making funny haha videos, because I would still like to make funny haha videos, but rather that I need to prioritize and find a balance of doing entertaining stuff, but also stuff that I find fulfilling, while at the same time not getting anxious about choosing the absolutely pinnacle of a video topic. But then going further out, like taking another step back, there's of course the choosing between making videos for this channel during my free time versus working on that video game project that I want to make during my free time. Like, these commentary videos might be a nice change of pace in between some funny stuff to sort of give some purpose to, because this feels fulfilling because I'm sort of talking about what's important to me, and that's kind of meaningful in a way. But I'm not entirely sure. I still need to think through what my plan is for this channel and what I'd like to do. Like, I know not a lot of people are going to watch this because I don't have a lot of subscribers anyway, but I thought I'd give my thought process. Like, I would like to use this channel as a place to share what I'm doing and what I find interesting. Because that's really how it started. It was just like a place for me to participate in LA Beatmaker's music making challenge, to be creative and share that creativity with you. And then I sort of lost focus somewhere. Like, in terms of the entertaining, funny videos, I want them to be good enough. I want to have a good enough idea to be worth it, to be worth making. But just because I want to do something, that doesn't mean it's going to happen, because time is limited. It doesn't mean that it's the right way to spend my time. And we're back to square one, with not enough time in a day. Anyway, those are my thoughts on, I guess, how to spend your time, as well as how what I choose to do with my time might possibly maybe affect this channel, possibly. Maybe if I just put less effort into making videos. Like, I mean, like, stop striving for something perfect and just have some fun. Because I think that should be the purpose of this channel. To have fun and to share things that are important to me. But yeah. If any of you have any thoughts on this topic, please leave a comment. Like, I'll be sure to read it, and I'm sure that a lot of others would be interested in hearing another perspective. But I think that's all I have for now. I hope you have a good day. Thanks a lot for watching. See you later.